I believe the name AI is misleading. Um, AI stands for artificial intelligence, and we human we have intelligence. I don't think AI is actually artificial intelligence. It's nothing to do with intelligence. Um, so how I define or think about intelligence is that we human we connect the dots. So how we connect the dots is like, for example, um, let's say uh, we're trying to solve a problem. I think that the example I'm about to give is an example I often give, which is how did ecom come into existence? Well, ecom come into existence in a way that somebody was sitting at their home and they were like, I have access to the internet. I can load up things and it's real. Like I put something in there and someone sent me like a post, like like a post thing, like the letter, the text, something like that, like legal letters and stuff are coming from there. Well, hold on. If so if I do write things online, it actually shows up in real world. So why can I connect this thing with a warehouse, a 3PL that um gets the notification for an order and then ships it to the location that's there, because UPS or Royal Mail or something already exists at that point. Why shouldn't we do that? And then they're like, well, okay, we'll do that. Now, you tell me, when was the last time you had a chat with ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or anything, any sort of AI chatbot that came up with a brand new idea? It connected the dots. And the crazy thing is, artificial intelligence, their database, they have access to more dots than we can ever think about. Like, there is just far too many things they can connect and solve problems, and then predict what that thing, the solution that they make, what are the new problems that this solution will bring to the existence, and solve that as well. Why? Because it has like this incredibly big database that could predict stuff if it has intelligence. Imagine if we as a human we have that much data in our brain. There are humans that have half a part, like a very small percentage of that data that AI, like all the chat GPT, Claude, and all these stuff has. A very small part, and they're billionaires. They're considered as like the most intelligent people in existence. Why is that? Because we connect dots, while artificial intelligence it cannot connect dots. It's not even a thing yet. How I think about artificial intelligence, I think it's a very fancy chat bot that is gonna replace a search engine. That's what I think. Um, People say that, well, it writes codes for you. It kind of like fills up these stuff for you. Do you know that people were already like doing that before AI was publicly available? I was talking to one of my developer, and he told me that AI just made me browsing the codes that already exist on GitHub or somewhere, that were already there, that I would find and copy and paste it. Now I just ask AI to write it, and it kind of like puts the parts together because it can recognize the pattern of my question. So I believe the the AI that we know as of right now it's a fancy search engine that interacts with you. That's my belief. And I am very excited for actually AI to come out. I think that would be nice. Um, for it to be intelligent, I think it needs a real world feedback. It probably needs feelings. There are stuff that it needs that are very difficult for us to even know how they are. Um, so, for example, uh, so we are there are very few stuff we know about our brain, and there are a large portion of our brain that we don't know how it works. like free will or consciousness, we don't know what that is, right? It's difficult for us to figure out the tool with the tool. It's like trying to look into your eye. You can't do that. You cannot look into your eye with your eye. You need to invent a mirror and then look in there, and then you'll be able to see your eye. Now, what will be the mirror for our brain so we can see the consciousness and free will? I don't know. What are the tools that we need to make that mirror? I don't know. Because when we were making a mirror, at first it took us like a lot of years. I don't know, in not in centuries, it was like in multiple thousand of years to come up with a mirror, right? And then we were able to see our eye. Now, for us to make a mirror, we use our eye and our brain. What is the in the scenario that we need to make a mirror for our brain to see our consciousness and free will? What is the equivalent of a brain that we used while we were making a mirror with our eyes? What is the equivalent? I don't know. And I think we'll need to figure that out. And then we'll be able to see our consciousness. I think it's just very early on that people are actually thinking that we're going to come up with like actual AI, actual artificial intelligence. I think it's just far too early. The fancy search engine that we have access to, it could help a little to make the shortcuts for how to, kind of like find some of the knowledge. What we need to do with these fancy search engines is we really need to protect it so it doesn't lie to us, because if it lies to us, then we're gonna diverge from where we're going. Yeah, it might be it is yeah, we still don't know what consciousness is, what free will is, how our brain actually makes decisions, and the tool that we do have in that we can use is our brain, and it's also the thing that we need to figure out. Yeah, it's I don't know how long will that take for us to figure that out. It's not an easy thing.